Hi, my name is Anna Man, and this is my lesson plan. So, for the first activity, I would create a morning message to develop print awareness in a child. So I create a message, and I created a little message. It says, "Today we will be reading a book about a pig and an elephant. Then we will do some fun activities." So I would take the child that I'm working with and have him or her point to each word and say the words as we go. Now, when I worked with preschoolers in high school, we had this little special pointer thing. It was like a finger, like a little hand. And so I would get one of those because they're really cheap and really fun, and it will keep the child more engaged. And I will have them point to each word. So it would start with today, and then we would keep going until I got to reading, which would either be bolded or in a different color, and I would make sure that the child stopped. So on reading, I would ask the child what reading is. And if he or she didn't know what it was, then I would explain what the word says and what the word means. Although I'm pretty sure, even with young children, that kindergarten and preschoolers would know what reading is because, at least I would hope, that they've been read to quite a bit. I would have the child keep going until we got to the word pig, and then I would ask the child if they knew what a pig was. And I would have them tell me what color pigs are and make the noise pigs make. If they didn't know what a pig was, then I would tell them and I would give them the color and the noise. Then I would keep going along till we got to the word elephant, which is a really tough word. Um, Even I think for elementary students, if they're not familiar with the word, it looks really strange and it's really long. So I would have the child stop and I would sound out the word and then ask them what an elephant is. I'd ask them to tell me what the color of most elephants are and then have them make the noise that an elephant makes. And then we would keep going until we got to the word activities at the very end. And I would ask them what an activity is. And if they didn't know, we would break it up. So we'd start with act because, and then I would explain what activities are. But we would break it up so it makes more sense. And yeah, we just discussed the difficult words. Then for activity number 2, I called it actions for word meanings to develop vocabulary. So I would create a list of vocabulary words, and I created a list. I would put this on a little whiteboard, and the words are banana, reader, funny, page, jokes, whisper, and idea. And all of these words I took from the book we will be reading later. We're in a book. So that it might help with comprehension later on. And also just because they're interesting words and some of them may be difficult for young readers. So we would go through each word, and I would ask the child if he or she knew what the word means or is. And then I would create an action for each word, or I would create an action with the child. I came up with actions so that if the child didn't really know what to do or didn't have any ideas, I could help. So for the word banana, I would pretend like I'm peeling a banana. For the word reader, I would pretend like I'm reading a book. For the word funny, I would pretend to laugh. Ha 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 ha. For the word page, I would turn the page in the book. For jokes, I would be using little hand puppets, so my hands would be like this, and I'd have one talk to the other, and then they would laugh. Ha 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 ha. Whisper would be like this. An idea would be like this, like you have an idea. Almost like a light bulb, but I didn't know how to do a light bulb. So then I would run through this list with the actions 3 times. And then I would say the words in a random order and have the child do the actions so that they knew the meaning. And if they didn't understand or they forgot one of the actions, I would help them. It would be a very casual thing, but it'd be a fun activity that's more hands-on. For activity number 3, letter sounds and correspondences, I chose the sound B because it's the start of the word book. So I would start with having pictures of things that start with the sound B. So I came up with book, ball, bird, bear, boat, banana, and bake. I would show the picture to the child, say the word, and then have the child repeat the word with me. So I'd show them the picture of the book, and I would say book, and then have them say book with me, and then the second time, and then go through each one of them like that. Then we're gonna go through the stack the second time, this time emphasizing the B sound, so it'd be book, ball, bird, bear, boat, banana, bake. And then the third time we would go through the stack, I would have the child say buh each time the card came up. So without the entire word, it was just the sound, so they understand the sound. Then I would ask the child if they could come up with any other words that would start with the sound buh. So I might look around the room and maybe they'll find a book, and that's okay. I would accept that. But they can come up with other ideas and then let me know, or go point to them like the video said. And then I would show the child how to write a B, or the B sound. So we take little mini whiteboards, because kids love little mini whiteboards, and I would show the child how to write the B. Maybe, I also know that they have pieces of paper online that have you, it shows with little arrows how to write a B correctly. Maybe I print one of those off, and then they have the lines and they can keep repeating. But I didn't think that was as fun as the whiteboards that the video had. I think whiteboards are more fun. So I would probably use one of those two, and then make sure they're correctly working out the B. Because I know with the preschoolers I worked with, they had issues writing letters a lot. That was one of my favorite things to work with them on, actually. And then we would just go through writing the B and pronouncing the sound. And then I would go back to the first set of cards and go through them again, just saying the word so that they understand, and it kind of comes full circle. For activity number activity number 4, story bit / retelling. It's to help develop story comprehension. I would show the child the cover of the book and then ask them what it looks like the pig and elephant are doing. I noticed that with the cover of this book, We're in a Book, it was kind of hard to tell what the story was about, just because it only showed the elephant and the pig. And I mean, it only showed the elephant and the pig throughout, but it really was kind of vague, I guess. So I would ask the child what they think the pig and elephant are doing, what it looks like they're doing. And they would probably respond with something like thinking, because it looks like they're thinking. Then I would tell the child to pay attention closely, because we're going to talk about the book after we read it, just so they kind of know what's coming. I would read the title, We Are in a Book, and then read the story to them. After the book was over, I would give the child a piece of paper that splits the book into 3 parts. We would discuss the beginning, middle, and end. With this story, it was kind of hard, so the plot wasn't very specific, like this happened, then this happened, then this happened. So I would probably give them hints, and we'd make little like bullet points, a little list of the order that it goes in. And then with the child, we would discuss the points, and I would give them free time to retell the story on special paper. So the special paper idea is just came from what we talked about in previous weeks, where it gives a child kind of a sense of pride when they get to print out things on special paper. So I would just have like tagboard with lines or something, but it would be thicker, or it would have a pattern on it, or something fun, so that they're proud of the work they do. And then I would have the child read their story from the paper to me. And that is my lesson.